Hey guys, Angus here, strolling up to the camera for another Airsoft video review. Today we're going to be taking a look at a pretty neat piece of Airsoft gear, and that's sitting on my back. This is the Javelin VSlinger Slingpack. Now if you're interested in purchasing this pretty cool backpack with a different design, you can pick it up via the link down below in the description to vanquest.com, where you can grab it for about $135. Now with that being said, let's go ahead and hop straight into this review. Alright, so as always, let's go ahead and start with this review by covering this backpack's quality. Now as far as quality goes, this thing is constructed out of a very durable Cordura fabric, meaning that it's made very well. It's nothing cheap, nothing that's going to fall apart when it gets wet or anything like that. And overall, from the testing I've experienced with it, it's pretty solid. Stood up to a little bit of roughing around in the trees, etc. I don't think anything's going to be ripping or falling apart on here. Also, the zippers are made very solidly, not like before I've handled gear and they just kind of snap off. Straps, same thing, made very, very well. And something I certainly do like is that this particular backpack, as you can see, it is gray, also available in a couple other different colors, is pretty much uniform with its color, as opposed to some other gear in the past where I've handled it, and it's kind of, you know, it's the one color, but it's splashed around, a little bit darker in areas, lighter in areas. This is pretty much uniform. So overall, the quality of the backpack is actually very nice, as we'll zoom in on some of the specific features now. Now, as far as the actual face of the pack goes, so to speak, what your fellow players might be seeing from behind, you'll see it actually looks like a very nice setup. One certainly nice touch is the kind of Vanquest built-in embroidered little logo there, as well as you'll find plenty of Velcro to go ahead and customize this backpack with any different patches you want to add. You'll also notice there's plenty of strips of MOLLE here, therefore if you wanted to go ahead and add some extra pouches or something like that to increase the amount of stuff you'd be carrying on this pack, you can do it. Of course, you do have 30 different compartments on here, which we'll take a look at right now. There is a narrow front one located just behind the MOLLE. This is kind of a sort of side pocket that you can go ahead and stuff something thin in. As you notice, I just have a couple tissues in there from a little bit earlier hiking expedition, so this would be nice for any sort of small document, anything like that. The pouch that small area is actually in front of is a much larger pouch in itself. You can zip it open like so to reveal an area where, hey, I've got a water bottle in there that has quite a few individual pouches itself. You'll notice a large main pouch as well as two narrow dividers here. This one split up into small areas for, say, screwdrivers or Allen keys. Another area here thin enough for a document or something small like that. Then you've also got a larger back area compartment to go ahead and store something else. You've got a lot of pouches just in here alone, so you can obviously tell what you're in for with the rest of this stuff. You'll also notice the bright yellow interior here. It's made at a ripstop, so if something tears, the ripstop is designed to make it not continue, and therefore the backpack should live a little bit longer, so to speak. Inside the upper compartment here, once again, zipped shut, you'll find some extra dividers and whatnot. This smaller area compartment itself, good for, say, a small camera or something like that. You do have quite a few, again, narrow pocket dividers. You can go ahead and stuff things inside. You've also got the elastic bands here that, say, could hold a cell phone or a GPS or something like that in place. On the right side of the pack, you'll also find another side pouch here. You'll notice there are MOLLE strips here as well if you wanted to add an extra pouch, and you just go ahead and unzip it like so to reveal a couple extra small dividers as well as the overall compartment in itself. The dividers are nice for adding anything else small you want to stick in here. This might be good actually for a water bottle, a little bit more practical over here on the side. Now the main interior of the pack, just like any other compartment constructed with this ripstop style material, has a lot more space obviously for your larger cargo you're going to be carrying here. Also, just like all the other compartments on here, it's got plenty of space, extra space of course, to store other things in divided compartments. You've got a larger back compartment here, as well as large strips of Velcro which you can use to add sort of extra padding, perhaps create a small form of extra divider if you really did need it. On the side here, you've got extra Velcro and also a couple dividers on the interior here, each of which is sealed by Velcro to keep things secure and in their place. Overall, the main interior of this pack is actually quite spacious, and it's a pretty stretchable pack, so you can house quite a bit in here. Now, one extra quick little tidbit here that I found very interesting and also great about the pack are interlocking zippers. You do get two zippers on each different compartment, the main outer ones of course, and when you zip them together like so, you'll notice they form a hole there that you can actually put a clip or a snap on, so that way you could keep them shut, and in the rare case that, say, this somehow comes unzipped, obviously it wouldn't because they're clipped together. Alright, so some of the viewers out there who aren't exactly gearheads, aren't into the whole real deal gear thing, they run whatever works, they're probably saying, alright Angus, it's a backpack. We see all the compartments, yeah it holds a lot of stuff, but it's just a backpack. What's so special about it? Well, when it comes down to it, obviously this isn't your regular design backpack. It's why they call it a sling pack. It doesn't have the two straps. It just got one shoulder strap, reminding it much of a sling that you might have your gun slung on in the heat of a game. Now, what's practical about this is it's a little bit better for mobility. I noticed the weight's a little bit more shifted around back there, a slight bit more comfortable, and also it makes accessing the backpack a lot easier as opposed to having two straps hung over your shoulder, so you got to take it all off. When it's attached, you might be wondering about security. I had the same issue when I was running it earlier, testing it out. I was curious about if it would be secure. I noticed it does bounce a little bit when I move around. Then again, I'm a thinner guy, and sometimes they don't make them for as skinny as I come. They, a little bit of wiggle room on here right now. They do have a second strap located down here, which is designed to secure it and connect it a little bit better. The disadvantage to that is obviously it becomes less maneuverable. You can't quite sling it around to your front and also get it off your person as fast. But if you wanted to, just easily snap it undone. So that area secures it more. I personally prefer having it clipped, but for mobility, removing the pack, it's obviously more practical to have this off. Now your main band here, actually sling or strap for the actual sling pack here, it's padded, got a little bit of molly on it, adding to that practicality if you wanted to add an extra pouch, and the padding is very nice. I ran this all day walking around, riding horses, etc., and it was overall actually very comfortable. Really no sore or strain on my shoulder whatsoever. Now as far as the sling pack goes, the practicality again, I can sling it around front real fast if I needed to access something, just like so, just like a sling. And that's pretty cool that you can do that. Of course, the disadvantage to that is in Airsoft, we might have a gigantic plate carrier up here, and now all of a sudden our backpack's way out here as we're struggling to get something out of the pouch. So overall, it's a good design with that idea, but say we're running a big piece of gear, it's not quite going to work. Alright, now another pro to running the sling pack would be ease of removal. It's kind of a quick release pack, being that if you didn't have that side strap buckled, you've only got this big main buckle there to undo, and once you do that, the backpack will basically just release and fall off. So if you're in that situation in an Airsoft game, you gotta get out, gotta drop the pack, hey, you can do it with this style of pack. It's very simple. You just have the big buckle here with the very cool Vanquest logo engraved into it. It's rather nice. They put that touch on there. And in order to release it, you simply squeeze it on the sides. You also have to push on down here, which doesn't seem too easy. It doesn't seem too difficult, pardon me, when you're just doing it in front of a camera. But I've noticed just walking around with it today, when you're in a situation, you're doing something, it does kind of become annoying to have to push that extra button as opposed to this quick release, push of the snap. So overall, it's a quick release, but maybe a little bit annoying with the extra button there. But say you're not that guy with all the gear, you're just out there running with a couple pouches on your belts with magazines in them, and you want this pack on your back, hey, I think it'd be pretty practical. The whole purpose of this is that it slings around easily, really with nothing in the front, so you can grab something out real fast. Maybe it might be a nice place to keep your sidearm or something like that. And for those of you who are considering this not for Airsoft, hey, it's pretty practical. It's a lot lighter weight, gives the weight a little bit better distribution in the back, even when it's filled up all the way. And you won't have to worry about gear in the front. If you're just taking this on a hike, you're going camping with it, or you're heading to the range to do a little bit of real steel shooting, this might be a practical pack to have. So overall, I really didn't have too many complaints with the Javelin VSlinger Slingpack. The main issue for me is an Airsoft practicality. If I have a big thing of gear on me, what's the point? I might as well be running a regular old backpack as opposed to the Slingpack. It's a really cool design though, and I could definitely see some Airsofters out there wanting to move over to this as opposed to their usual lunky old backpack. The zippers are pretty cool on this thing too, as well as all those really sneaky, cool, titled-in compartments. So with that being said, this has been Deathcore Airsoft's review of the Javelin VSlinger Slingpack. It's a cool design, and it might be the one that fits you best in the field. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe.